Well, welcome back, everyone. We are here in the last segment of a show that I am sad it's almost over because I've had such a good time today talking to these unforgettable teachers. This is a show in which we really celebrate and acknowledge the power of great teachers in our very own community to make differences in the lives of people, students, families, communities, and everybody as a whole. You know, we are all better because of the teachers that exist as our own teachers and in our communities. And so this is time for us to look at this video series. We're going to see the next video is going to feature Major James Phillips, and he is a junior ROTC instructor at Foss High School. And he really, you know, pay attention to this video. You better pay attention. He is a believer in tough love, as you will see.
I'll be honest with you. I have a sense of satisfaction that maybe I did make a difference in somebody's life. Most ROTC instructors care about their kids. And with that being said, we have this thing called tough love. Tough love, so you tell them what you need them to do and you sort of encourage them to go do it, you know. I want to teach them to be leaders. And I tell all my kids that you're going to be a leader in some form or fashion. And maybe in some cases you need to take charge, whether it be in your family or whether it be on the job or even in school. And I want them to be respectful. You'll be surprised how far you will get by being respectful. I do know for a fact that I've had parents call me and tell me, I can't do anything with Johnny, but he respects you. Would you talk to him? And sure enough, I'd get on the phone and talk to him and say, what's going on, you know? Do what your mother tells you to do, you know? Matter of fact, I told kids that. I said, the reason I'm on you is because I care for you, because I want you to succeed, you know? So just remember that I cared for you, and I did that for your own good. There has to be that frankness here because the world is a tough world. And high school is a lot different from going out into the real world and actually having boom, slapped right in the face. I've had some kids say, yeah, you know, Major, when I first came to school, I was scared of you, you know. But anyway, I stayed in 3 or 4 years, found out you're a really good guy, you know. And so I said, yeah, I am. I said, I just want you to do the right thing, you know. I did my best, and I was honest with the kids. If nothing else, maybe these kids have helped keep me young or keep me going here. So at some point in time, I'll leave, but I'll probably just keep working with kids the rest of my life, somehow, some way, in some type of volunteer program. So. And probably because of these ROTC kids who have sort of motivated me that maybe in my old age I can make a difference in their lives. So.
Wow. Well, this is the last of these videos today. I'm so sad about that because they're so powerful, and that is a really powerful look inside your classroom.
Yes, ma'am.
And also a powerful look inside your really heartfelt approach to teaching. I mean, here's what I see when I look at that. I know that this is a junior ROTC class that you're instructing, and there is that really strong element of military discipline, that this is the point of this class. This is you're teaching these students. However, I also see the softer side of it, the social and emotional things that you are teaching these kids. And I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. How do you imbibe them with this military discipline, but then you're giving them something more.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain your approach to that? How do you do both?
For lack of a better term, I guess it's a balanced approach. It's kind of like having your own. For me, it's kind of like having your own child. You know, he needs some guidance, and you, as we said, give him that tough love, and you tell him how it is and what he needs to do. But at the same time, you let him know you love him and you care for him. So even though I'm on you, I'm by your side anyway, and I'll help you all the way that I can. And so, and that's pretty much the way we operate. There is a discipline tool there. There has to be discipline. And with that, they tend to understand, here's what I expect out of them. If you fall short of that, maybe there's a reason why. Did something really happen? Can I help you with something? Or if you're just being outright lazy, let me help you a little more here, because the bottom line is we want you to be successful. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I love that approach, and I love that you can bring that into the classroom. I'm interested in knowing, I mean, you're a military man, Air Force.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are now a teacher. You're both.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, how did you come to teaching in the first place? I love these stories about what makes a teacher a teacher.
I just, when I was overseas, I was interested in senior ROTC because I'm a product of senior ROTC, and I always said I wanted to teach. And so when we got here to McCord, believe it or not, the opportunity came up. It actually came up, and I was in the right place at the right time, and a job came open at Foss High School. And I applied for that job. Matter of fact, I think I was number 6 on the list, but I got the job. So I was very pleased with that. And it's been a blessing ever since. But I'm glad I came. Met a lot of good people, not only at Foss High School, but also the kids who I've met through the years who have come back and who have been very successful. And that's what makes me feel good. And I realize that we want everybody to be successful, and I realize it's not always 100%, but we're batting for 90% or more, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
So how do you know? Like, that's the other thing that I haven't been able to ask some of the other teachers too, is that, so sure, the Unforgettables video has been made. Somebody has noticed the fact that you're making a difference in students' lives. But I have a feeling that over the years, you have had some feedback either from probably both from the students in your classes,
Yes, ma'am.
and then those who have gone on and done different things. How do you know that you're making a difference on a day-to-day basis? I mean, you're a person. You got to keep your energy up and you got to keep it going. High schoolers are tough on you sometimes.
Yes, ma'am, they are.
But how do you know that you're making a difference?
I don't outright keep tabs on it, but I'll tell you this. Even yesterday, I got a call from a young lady from Illinois who I remember, she didn't finish our high school, but she was in my ROTC program, and she was one that we stayed on because she had some problems. But she made fairly good grades, but she ended up disappearing. Hadn't seen her since. And get a call from Illinois. She said, "Hey, I want you to know I'm in Illinois, and I just want you to know you really made a difference in my life." I said, "I did?" She said, "Yep, I remember all the things you said, all the things I learned from you." And she said, "I'm trying to help my new family out and from some of the things I learned from you." So that makes me feel good, I'll be honest with you. And for some reason, I always have kids who are passing through Tacoma. They'll always stop by and they'll always see me and just sort of give me that same story. So it's hard for me to take because I don't want to say, "Well, you're welcome," but I do. I'm glad that there's something we said or something we did that hopefully moved them the right way. And by the way, the credit is theirs. They'll sometimes try to give the credit to me or to the ROTC program, but they're the ones that made the difference. We just pushed that button and we sort of guided them the way they need to go. They're the ones who took the initiative and moved on. So we were just there to support them, and that's what our job is.
Yeah.
So, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's talk for a little bit more too about really the core of great teaching. Now, you talk about it in a way that makes it seem like it's just effortless. But I know there's something there, and I wonder if you can articulate some of the things that really are at the core of great teaching that you try to cultivate in yourself and that you maybe notice in other great teachers that you work with.
I think you want your kids, number one, you want them to know that knowledge is power, and I don't mean power used in the wrong way, but a lot of times some of the students are just there for the ride, and you have to motivate them that you need to know this. You need to be prepared because guess what? You're going to be a leader. I can tell you, I thought I was 16 yesterday, and now here I am, as old as I am. Time goes by fast, so you don't want to waste your life. You want to make the best grades you can. Let me help you here. Let me tell you what you need to do, or let me send you to the people who can help you. And sometimes in my classroom, I'll call on students, and one of the quickest answers is, "Well, I don't know." I said, "Well, okay." I said, "You take a look at that, and I'll be back. I'll be back." And so they know I'm coming back, So they'll, okay, he's coming back to get me. So let me get in here, and I better get an answer here real quick. And it may not be the right answer, but that's okay. But I tell them, at least you try, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to try. And as you try, you learn the right answer. You get better and better and better. And I think they walk away with that. But again, it's somewhat pushing the kids at the same time. Being compassionate at the same time, because sometimes you have to know your kids. And I always tell people, I learn my kids real well. You know who to push a little harder, you know who to push a little less and encourage more. And you really have to look at that. You have to balance it out. So how I do that, I'm not sure, but I think maybe it comes through years of experience, So anyway.
How many years has it been, by the way?
It's been 24 years.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's been 24 years. So
I bet in that time, in those 24 years, you have learned a thing or two from your students.
I always learn something from students. Yes, ma'am.
Can you name a couple? I mean, have they ever put you on the spot?
Oh, I'm not sure where to go with that, but I will tell you this. I've had some students. I'll be honest with you. I had one young man. I think it was my second year of ROTC. A very laid back young fella. He really was, and he stayed for about a year and he disappeared. And then I guess maybe 10 or 15 years later, I got a call from him. He said, "Hey, I'm graduating." He said, "Guess what? I'm an officer of the United States Air Force. I want you to come down to my ceremony." It was in Louisiana. I didn't go. It was going to cost me to go down there. But he was an engineer. And I never would imagine he was an engineer. But again, he told me the same thing. He said, just the small things you did, it pushed me and it helped me reach my potential. He's an engineer. He's an engineer in the Air Force, but he's someone who you probably would never thought would have been an engineer, you know. So anyway, but if you push him with the basics, you know, if you push him with the fact that you need to learn more, you need to know more, you need to know as much as you can, and you're armed with that knowledge, then you'll be fine. I even tell kids who are thinking about a military career, they say, well, I'm not sure. You know, we don't push military because we're a leadership program. I always tell them, you know, go in and see what you want, and then if it's not for you, then you move on, but take advantage of the opportunities that are there, including that so-called free education they give you from the standpoint of paying for your college and whatever else. But I always tell them, go find out. At least if you go, at least you'll know what you want to do or what you don't want to do, and it's your choice. So.
You know, I want to get this from you too. I asked another one of the teachers about what advice in the very short amount of time that we have left would you give a person out in the world who maybe isn't a teacher about their role in being just the one caring adult, the unforgettable person that makes a difference in the life of a child?
You have to be caring, but with that, you still have to be firm. You have to be firm. You fall down, you broke your nose, you're crying and whatever else, well, you're going to be all right. We'll get you to the hospital, but get up. Let's do it again. You know, let's do it again. You've got to keep on. You can't give up. And sometimes you'll see that kids will want to give up. And I think they need more encouragers to okay, so you fell down, so you failed, so what? There have been many leaders who have failed in their lives, or maybe who didn't do well in the beginning, but look what they turned out to be. So you got to pick yourself up. You got to move on.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Tough love, ladies and gentlemen. That is
Yes,
Major
ma'am.
Phillips and his junior OTC class at Foss High School. I want to thank you for being such an inspiration and being so unforgettable. Thank you all for tuning in. These videos, you can watch this show again and again, and also you can go on to the Tacoma Public Schools website and see these videos and more of these unforgettable teachers. I hope you have been able to take something with you today in order to be unforgettable in somebody else's life, and that you have found the inspiration you need to go out and be part of what makes Tacoma great.